So I want to believe you can see my screen now. Alright, so in the last class, this is the Figma interface like we have always been using, and we've been trying to create a food app. We're going to open what we've been creating since. Alright, our food app. We've been trying to create our food app, I think, from the last class, and we've been opening different layers. So for the purpose of this class, like I said, Figma deals with a lot of layers, like multiple layers. I think I'm going to go back to, okay, let me go back to the home page and let me look for this here. Let me do this one. This design I'm about to open is like an Uber app for, it's called right, an Uber app. And basically, once you are good at what you're doing, this is what you'll be doing. You'll be creating multiple layers of designs, as you can see on my screen. Multiple layers. You can see. Can we see my screen, please, before I continue? Can we see my screen? Is anyone there? Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. Alright, so you can see this is an app for designed with Figma. Then the web developers will code this app and make it open to the user. This is different layers: introduction, sign up flow, the booking flow, also where passenger probably wants to book you search for a ride, then you look for the driver. If it's good, if the pay is okay, then you book it. And the payment flow, where you have to pay, check the rating of the driver if you like it, and if you don't, then the notification where you're already in the flow, they started the trip and you're moving, is there, the referral no. So basically your job as the let me zoom in so we can see it very clearly, a more bigger view, so we can see this. Yes, so basically as a UI UX designer, you have to be very passionate about design. You have to be very creative. You should be able to think outside the box and just create a design. And one thing about design is that you can borrow design from anywhere. You can probably use your bank app and borrow design from your bank app. You might probably see a particular section in your app and you just feel you like this setup, then you just implement it to your own design. You are not copying all their designs, but you're implementing a part of their design into your own design, and you just have to try not to make sure it looks the same way. But nobody's going to actually notice, because it's probably going to be in between the designs and all like that, because you are going to be dealing with lots and lots of layers. So basically your design is very important. You know how to design and you know how to come up with something. I don't know if I have a different example here. Alright, this is another one here. Open. This is another food app. Yes. Alright, this is another food app. As you can see that the layers are too much, but you just have to create. There's a login page, onboarding page, and all like that. You can see great taste, sensation, food. The design is there, and you can see the login part where you sign up. The sign up page, the verifications are when they send you an OTP or a code. You are done in that particular section. Then your profile, where you have your wallet and all these things for you to pay. As you can see, it is here. So your job as the designer is to come up with something that people can probably use. So in this our class, within now and next week, we won't be creating lots of layers, so it doesn't make it bulky for us. Start with probably 5-6 layers and just connect everything together. So we'll be creating our layer for the first page, the second page where we have the food, then probably the third page where we are going to probably have the login page and the sign up page. Then we are going to create a wallet where there will be money, and then probably checkout, probably checkout where you want to make payment and all like that. And probably can create a cart where all the food you've added will be there. I hope you understand. It will be there. Then checkout, you pay. You understand? So for everything you'll be creating, they have to follow each other. Once you create the first page, the next page must be probably your sign up page or your login page. So you have to, even while you're creating all layers, all pages, you need to lay them out in a way that you can actually go back and you notice what you designed. I don't know if you understand. So if you're creating a sign up page, then you know that the next page you'll be creating or the next layout you'll be creating will be the place where it's going to tell you to input your name, your phone number, your probably date of birth, whichever, email, password. Then you now click sign up, and it takes you to the next page. That okay, fine, you are in the app and you've created an account. This for the login page. It's going to take you to a login page where you have to use your email address and your password. Then you log in, or probably there's forget password, and also all those things. I'm going to show us how you can do them by yourself. So I will be coming up with design from my head. We won't be using anything to design what we are designing, but we'll be doing all those things from my head. So basically, this is where we are in the last class, and we have a father that we've been using. So now we are going to be naming all this food we have actually placed on this place. I think I taught us how to input pictures into shapes and everything like that. Where you go to file, you go here, file, then place image, then you input. So now, and we created the search bar in the last class. So basically, we want to give this our father a name, and also we put the price. And we probably might give it a rating, star rating, or we probably might not need that. So for me to create my design, or where I'm going to write the text, I might just have to create this. Yes, let me make it a line. Then you come to your corner radius in case you want to use it, but me, I'll be using it here. Let's use 20, and I'm going to make it white. Yes, I'm making it white, and I'm going to stroke it so that people can see it. Yeah, I've done that. Then that's it. So I can come to my text now and write father rice. I can make it bold. If you have any question, you can please call me back. I can make your father rice bold. Yes. So one thing you need to consider when it comes to when you're designing is that you need to consider the user that will be using the app. So make sure that most of the fonts you're using is probably big enough for them to see. You don't want to use a very, very tiny text that they probably might not be able to read. So you need to be very, very considerate when it comes to font that you are going to be using. Are we understanding what I'm doing? All right. So we can then now put the price of the offer probably under it. I don't know how much we can probably sell it for. We can probably sell it for, I don't know, 4,500, if that's probably okay. Can probably sell it for 4,500, and I'm going to put it directly under it. But for that, I'm going to maybe have to reduce the size. I'm going to probably use 4.5. I think 4.5 is okay. Then you might probably want to write like a description of maybe what a father is made up of, so they can probably just read it and all like that. and it does not matter. It depends on you. It depends on what you are designing, or it depends on how you probably want them to, I don't know, what you want to show them actually on the app. So we can add um, this part. Okay, here's my plus sign. So I want to add something. We won't be using anything, but just want to create a particular design. I want to add an icon. I think you remember how I said we can add icons to our designs. So I want to add this plus sign. Where is it? Yes. Don't forget I said if you want to resize it, you use shift, then you resize. I'm going to use P13. Then I want to go for another icon. Okay, this is it. And I'm going shift, I'm going to use 13 and 13. Use 13. Alright. I'm using that because I want to create the part where you can add the numbers of order you want to make. I'm sure we know what that is. Let me do this. Alright. Then I'm going to make it white. Let's stroke it so we can see it. So I'm sure we probably might have seen something like this before, where they will tell you to choose how many plates of rice do you want, or how many shoes you want to buy, you want to add to your cart. Then I can probably just, because we are designing something to make it, let me just put 5. Do it again, put 2 inside. Let me use 15. Then I'll put it inside. So basically what this one is trying to tell me is that I have ordered for, what was it called? Let me remove this. Let me bring this one here. I think it's supposed to be like this. Then this one should be here. Alright, so plus and minus sign. So basically this is just telling me that I've ordered for ofada rice and I'm going to need probably 2 plates of ofada. So spacings and all these things really matter in what you're designing. So you try to get the spacing of what you're designing. Okay. Alright. So that is it. All right, I think we are good to go. All right, so I can probably add a what's it called? Okay, I go to my icon again. I want to add a bin icon, like a delete icon. So maybe I want to delete the numbers inside what I've chosen. Then you can pick this one. Okay, I can't use this icon again. I'm going to choose a different one. So basically, design is just like uses of elements, how you can make use of elements, how you can put things together. So even if you don't have what is it called, you don't have any knowledge of design initially, you can use Figma, but you just have to be smart about what you're doing, and you have to like the layout of the design you want to make. So basically, if I do prototype, if we want to make all these things, like you want to put them in a prototype way, you can just, anytime you click delete, the number in the box 2 is going to delete. Then you can now start clicking the plus sign to add more numbers if you want to order more than 2 or more than 5 or whichever you want. And if you want to do shortcut, maybe you have clicked 5 and you want to just like reduce it, you don't want to delete everything at once. By clicking the delete sign or the delete icon, you can just click the minus button to just reduce the number of ones you have ordered. The number of IRIs you have ordered. So you can choose to make your design. This is just what's it called, this is just basically what's it called, an example class, an introduction class to how you can put things together in Figma. So you can decide to click all these things. I'm coming. And you can probably just group all of them. Grouping all of them is like putting everything together in one. So if I don't need to delete everything, I can just press shift and just like resize everything one after the other by myself, and you understand the way you probably want everything to look like by clicking every element on your design, then Ctrl G is like for you to group everything. You understand how you want to expand it, anyhow you want to just make sure everything looks like. So if you want to move, instead of moving one element, you can move all the elements. It depends on what you want to do. So I can choose to like copy and paste and create a layer of this one on another page. So we've done that for, so if I go to my, okay, I've not added that, I've not added it yet. So please always make sure that once you are designing, make sure that your designs are inside your slide, not outside your frame. Like now this group, if I put it outside here and I go back to my prototype, you see it has disappeared because I've not placed them inside the frame itself. It is outside the frame, and don't forget we are dealing with frames here. But if I go back and put it into inside my slide and I come back, you can see it's already showing there already. So basically what I can do here now is, okay, so I can just do these ones. I want to copy all these ones into my next slide, so I can use it for the next design, duplicate. Because that's one thing, you can just do everything by yourself. By instead of creating new ones, you can do it by yourself. So this one here is this is jollof rice, and I can probably make this one, let's say 3,200, and I can change the number here, let's say 5. So it depends on how you probably want it. Then I've done that. So if I go back, you can see that it is, the more you add something, then the more it's showing on your frame. Alright, it's showing. So you can choose to do all these things together like this. So you don't need to start creating new layout or anything on a particular page. You can just duplicate what you want to do, and it shifts. Once you hit shift, it's going to help you copy everything. It's going to help you move everything. So once I click Ctrl D, that's duplicate, then I can move it and put it probably under the next one. I can do the same thing for this. I can change what is inside there. I can do the same thing for this, duplicate, then put it for the other one. So we can just edit quickly. If I go back to my page, you can see everything is already adding up like that. So this one is fried rice. And we can probably change this one to, I don't know, let's make it more higher. So all these things now that I'm doing, this one is jollof rice plus let me just write egg for the sake of the class. Reduce the font. Jollof rice and egg. So depends on probably anything you want. So if I go back to my display, it's already showing there. So I can, sorry, I've moved it away. Right, back here. So I can edit this one, changing the number here. Let me add 3. Add 3 here, and let's leave the rest like that. So once you go to your design here, you can see everything you're adding on the other end is showing on your display channel, where you see everything that you've been adding there. So if I do, here's my reset button. Okay, it is here. So once I restart, like I said, prototype, you click on the arrow, it takes you to this page, to the next page, where you see the menu list. I'm going to see the menu list. So I can choose to, okay, let's make it something else. Let me reduce the size. So what's this? No. So I want to copy everything together. Where's my slide? So I want to reduce everything. Click this, click this, click this. So basically what we want to do is, you've created your page already. So now once the person or the user logs into your account that you've been designing, and it is like this, it's not finished already. So I want the app to have, as a designer, you know what the app probably wants to have. There's the home button already that takes us back to the first page the person sees. And also, there's going to be a checkout icon for the customer to check out whatever they have been doing. And there's going to be the wallet area, and there's going to be the, what's it called, the profile of the person, the profile of the customer that will be down below here in this particular section here. So you can go to your icon to pick all those things that you probably will need. Let's leave it to load. So we're going to need, let me see if I have checkout. Alright, this is an icon for checkout, so we can just choose any one you probably want. Let's use this one. Then it's going to place it here for us. So I want to check this one that I used. This is 40 by 35. So you have to make sure that the sizing of all these things you are doing is the same thing, 40 by 35. So you can resize them accordingly to each other. One should not be bigger than the other. One should not be bigger than the other. Then I'm going to change the color of to probably white. Let me go back. This particular icon I'm using is not making me change, what's it called, it's not making me change the color of my icon. So I think I'm probably going to look for a different one and use it. So I'm going to undo everything I've done, then go back to look for, it's giving me the icon as an image instead of just an icon, so I can change the color. So once you have something like this, you need to look for a different type of icon to use. Alright, so I'm going to search for a different type of icon. Let's click icons. I want to download a different one. Let's try this one. So there are lots of elements at your disposal on the Figma platform that you can use. Okay, check out. I can find checkout icon on this one. I'm going to find that one. So in the course of that, does anybody have any question? You can ask me question while I'm looking for probably what I'm looking for. If you have any question, you can please ask me. Alright, Shakira, you can ask.
Oh, okay, thank you. See, the grouping of the image and the text or the grouping of the items in just I don't get it clear. And
You didn't get the grouping.
prototyping, yes, the grouping and the prototyping as well. I tried it. I did not get it.
Okay,
I don't get it.
you were not in the last class for the prototype.
I was in the last class.
Okay,
I tried. You gave us an assignment for us. So I tried doing using the prototyping, but I did not get it.
alright, let me explain the prototype. If you check the right side of my PC here where you have design, I hope you can see it, where you have design and you have prototype, they are basically beside each other. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The design part is just going to show you your designs. It's not going to do anything different, anything special. It's giving you a workspace for just your design without prototyping. So, if you want to prototype, you have to click the prototype tab. That is where you can now start moving things um, for each other. Let me probably fit my screen back so you can see. So once you click prototype, if you check this side, you see you are seeing arrows here, like arrows. This was the one I did for the last class. So let's say, okay, this let's use my text for an example. I want to move my text and put it to this next page here. I've not created probably a next page, but okay, let me go back and let me do it again. Put it here. So once you click on the prototype tab here, you are leaving design, you're coming to prototype. Once you start hovering your mouse to anything, text or bar or whichever, you will notice that you are seeing something like a plus sign. A plus
Yeah.
sign, like a plus sign. It's going to be everywhere, like everywhere on your design. Inside the elements you have been creating, you'll be seeing all those things there. A plus sign. Whenever you click it, you see it. Plus sign, how you can probably move. So once you want to now click something or link something to each other, you come there, you click on the plus sign, then you click it, then you now move. Like you see the arrow here, this arrow that I'm moving, this is an arrow. You
Yeah.
can you can move it to what you want to link to each other. So I'm going to link swipe up to explore the world of good food to the next page here. So it's going to show you this option here, this one you're saying navigate to whatever, like that, and slide to. It's telling me that once I click the swipe up to explore, it's going to take me to the slide 2.
Right.
So if you want to make it
Okay.
either instant dissolve, if you want to design your application to whichever probably you want, maybe smart animation, or you want gems, whichever, move in, move out, push, anyhow you probably want it, you just select whatever you want, then you're done. So let's assume I want slide in. You can see it's showing you a preview of what will happen.
The review.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can choose which one do you want. Is it coming from the top? And if you don't want that, you can probably do push. It's going to show you a preview of maybe what you want, like that. So it depends on any one you want to. That is prototyping for you, so it can be instant. So when I
Okay.
go back, you now go back, you play what you want to play, restart. So when you click swipe up, it's taking you to anywhere. That's how you are prototyping for the web developers that want to code all these things. So if you tell the page to go to a different page, to the 20th page, they have to do the same thing on their own end by coding something that will take the first page to the 20th page. So it's what you give them, their prototyping for you. I hope you understand. So
Okay. Yeah.
so once you're not prototyping, you come back to design. Then it's going to take the prototyping option away and leave you with what you are probably designing. So if you want to group,
Yeah. Interesting.
you click on whatever you want to group. This is the first image. I want to group everything together. So you can just put your hand on shift on your keyboard. Then you now start selecting everything you want to select. Start selecting them. So once you select everything, it's going to pick anything you are selecting. You can see it's selecting everything I probably click like that. Then you now click Ctrl G. That's group. So it's going to group everything together for you. So you can move everything up at once, move everything down at once, like that. But you have to make sure you are selecting everything. So you don't leave anything. How will I put it? You might move one and you see one is still staying somewhere. It means you've not clicked that one. So I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alright, I think somebody else asked a question. Mr. Dotun, I think you have a question. You're raising your hand up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that you were trying to use an icon and you were unable to change the color of the icon. I was going to ask that why was that so?
Okay. The reason why I could not change the icon, the color of the icon I was using, that I wanted to use rather, was because it was giving me the icon as a picture. instead of an icon itself. I can't use this one anymore. I don't know. Okay, I can use this. So once something gives you, where is it? Let me see. All right, look at this particular one I'm using. It's giving me a color. Like, okay, I can use it. But the one I was using that I wanted to add, I don't even know. Is it this? Probably this. I'm waiting for it to come out. Check out. This one does not have what I'm looking for. Anyway. Let me look for it again. If I need, if it's not making me use it because I'm done, unlimited, you might be asked to pay for whatever you want to use. So let me see this one. I'm using the same thing. I'm coming, give me a minute. Alright. This was one I was using before. Okay. Alright, so basically, let me go back to what I did. Check out. So I picked this one before. Where is it? Alright, so I picked this icon for checkout before. So if you come to the right hand side here where you see fill, you see that the difference between this icon here, fill here, is showing me the color here, but for this particular icon it's showing me image instead of fill. Yeah, so if I'm even going to change the color, it's going to change the entire, it's going to make the icon disappear itself, because instead of it giving us an icon that is editable, it's giving us an icon in a picture format, which is not what we want to use. So it's different. You can see image here, you can see everything here. So that's not what we want to use. We want to use an icon that we know we can change the color by ourselves, which this one is not giving us that option. So that is why I was unable to, I'm not using it at that particular, I'm not using it because it does not make any sense. So that's why I said I was looking for a different icon entirely. So for you to do whatever you're doing, you undo everything you've done. You undo everything you've done. Alright. Okay. So any other question, please, from anybody or something? So since, let me check how many minutes do we have now. Okay, since I don't think I'm getting an icon, hopefully you'll be able to use the one I'm using. So let's go to, let me create a new layer, please, a new one for our next page. So basically you can, the same way I said you can do it, you can come, let's close this, okay, layer, you can see this place, regional 2, and I can create a different frame. I'm using iPhone 11 Pro Max. It has created that for me already. Then you can change it to slide 3. So in this particular slide, we want to now put our food inside. So this is the section where we're going to put our food inside. So the first thing I probably want to do is create 15 minutes more. Just create this. Then inside this place, I said you can add a picture, so I'm going to be adding a picture. Place image. Then we're going to add, let me see. Oh, okay. We're going to add our father inside this picture here. Place the image, yes. Because the page I'm trying to create now is the one that when I click this our father, it's going to take me to this page. Let's prototype it. Click on prototype. You click on this place. So you can move this one to this other page here. So when I come to this next page and say I want to, let's restart, click on the next page and I click on this picture, it takes me to the next page. So this page basically that we want to create is where if a user clicks it, it's going to take them to this page where it's going to explain the price in detail, the ingredients and the resources used to prepare it. Then it's going to show them the part where the rating of the food, if people actually like it or not. It's going to show them where you can probably add more cart or something like that. Then it's going to show them the price where we are going to have a section where you say add to cart. Let me create that particular button in case of next time. So you want to design again, you come to design. Let's create that particular part before the class probably ends. So you can have this here. Let's create it. Let's enter it. Okay. Then corner radius. I want to use. Let me use 30. Let me use 40. Alright. I can reduce the side. You can choose to reduce the side. So I'm going to be using a color. So in case you don't have any color, I'm going to pick it. Then I can now write inside this my box. Let's write something inside. Let's write add to cart. And I'm going to put the price. The price there was 4,000 and 4,500 and close the brackets. Let's reduce the size of the, okay, you can resize it. Okay, increase the image, increase the size of, then let's move it to probably the middle. So basically when we come to this next page, let me go to prototype. You can see I've added that already. I'm going to probably add something here when we meet again next week that you will make meaning to this place. So if I probably come here, I restart it, you can see I click my arrow, you click the home button, it takes us back there. You click it and I click the picture of the father. That is where I still added my prototype. Then it's going to take us to this page. This is where we can now add whatever I want to buy to cart. And I'm going to have a section for like the checkout where you're going to see everything you have bought and you now want to check out. Like it's going to give you the total calculation of everything you've added and you want to now check out. And you're going to have the wallet place where you're going to have the balance you have on the particular app. If it's enough, your transaction history, you're going to create all those things. So next week is a lot of work. For those who are willing to learn, you have to actually be present so we can all do these things together. So within now and next week, if you have any other idea of what we can probably add to this design, to our layout, you come with it and we're going to do it in the class. So it's possible we are going to have more than an hour section per day next week. It's very, very possible. I'm not sure yet. But anyhow, it's probably going to be, I'm going to notify all of us. But come with ideas, because design, when it comes to design, you have to come with ideas. You have to definitely come with ideas. How many minutes do we have? So for this particular section, you can have an arrow here. Let me reduce the size. I don't have any icon anymore here that I can probably use. That would have been nice. Let me see if I have any other icon here. Okay. So we can have this one here. Where is it? I'm looking for a log sign. probably won't. So I can't find the icon I'm looking for here. I can't find the icon I'm looking for here. So I can probably use this one here. It's telling me I can't use it and it's limited. So probably for the next class I'm going to download an external icon from the net, not Figma, and I'm going to install it. I'll show us how we can install it here by ourselves. So we can probably use that. For icons, I wanted to put something here on top of this place, the profile of the person that owns the account, and probably a back button on this particular end. So we're going to do all those ones, but make sure that by next week we have something you probably want to design in mind, because I said by the end of the class you're going to have to come up with a design by yourself. It might not be more than 3-4 page or layers that you want to design. We're going to tell us what the app is all about, what the app does. You're going to prototype it by yourself, make it move from one place to another. So for next week all through, I'll be teaching us how you can create a login page, a sign up page, a wallet area, or a wallet section of an app, and we're going to implement CUDA or Pay to what we are designing by ourselves. For the wallet side, it's going to be the profile of the person that owns the app. So probably we'll be using roughly 6-7 layers for this our design. So by the end of everything, you're also going to have to create something on your own by yourself. You're going to have to create something by yourself. So that's why I said before next week you prepare. By Tuesday when we meet or something, I'm going to ask us which of the app will be willing to create. Is it going to be a travel app? You can search online to pick anything. Probably travel app, hotel booking app, Uber booking app, food app, banking app, whichever you probably want. Just pick that you think would be easy for you. So you can just create something. So by the time you sit down by yourself and create something by yourself, then you start getting used to the interface, the workspace by yourself. Once you start putting designs together, then you start getting used to it. So you can start designing it from now. If you design rubbish, it does not matter as long as you are doing it. You don't get better in one day, you get better as you consistently do it. So does anybody probably have a question? Again, you have a question?